Yeah, I mean, before we even got here, we were probably thinking that it's probably going to be a three-seam and one spin, but then turning up yesterday, seeing the wicket, seeing again today, I think going with two seamers and two spinners is probably the right call. We thought there would probably be a bit more, grass on the wicket just because of where we are, but overall, I think the wicket looks an absolute belter. So, playing the two seamers and still having our two spinners bashing Tom, I think gives us a good mixture. And when you're a little bit unsure about what it could do as the test match goes on, confident with the team we've gone with. Yeah, it looks that way. As saying that I was captain of a one-day team here, I wouldn't want them to toss because I wouldn't know what to do just how good the wicket looks. But yeah, again, we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out, and especially how it plays tomorrow with whether we're bowling or batting first. I think will give us a better idea of sort of how the game needs to play out. Yeah, I think 3-1. You go, it's not been success, but I look at it sort of differently with that completely different angles from that. I think we've definitely progressed as a team, albeit we've not got the results that we wanted. But 3-2 sounds better than 3-1 or 4-1, and that's obviously what we're looking to do. We'd obviously look to win every game that we go out there and play. It's not worked out in terms of that way when it comes to results, but we've got one last push here, which has been a great and long tour, as India always is when you play 5 games. But we've got one last big push here. Great ground to do it at. Lots of Bami Army coming in to support us this week, so very excited for this week. It's an unbelievable way of thinking about why we've selected the team, Vish, but no, it's like every time we pick the team throughout this tour, it hasn't been with any indication of me bowling. If I do bowl any overs in this game again, it will be a bonus, sort of like we've picked the team for the 4 games before this. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing to be too concerned about. They both woke up with slightly upset stomachs, and obviously with the day before the game, you don't want to put anybody else at risk, so we just decided to keep them away from the team, considering it's the day before the game. Yeah, it's a sensible thing to do. When you've got so many people in such a confined space all the time, you want to try and limit the chance of it spreading. So keeping the 2 guys who are slightly unwell back at the hotel away from the guys today is a sensible thing to do.
And you're confident Bash will be fine tomorrow morning?
Certainly hope so, yeah. I mean, if that's the case, we'll obviously have to consider what we think's best. But no, not sort of thought that too far ahead. As I said, it's not a major issue. We just wanted to safeguard against anything spreading to someone else. Yeah, and again, like with it looking a very good wicket, and we do feel like it looks like a wicket that could actually have a bit of pace and carry in it. So when you go your 2 seamers, obviously Jimmy's been Jimmy this trip. He's been absolutely awesome, and having a fresh Matt Wood on a wicket that feels like it's going to offer some pace. That's something that's been quite consistent throughout. Whenever we've gone with 2 seamers, is looking at having a bowler like Jimmy, but then wanting to have some pace and some firepower there to try and break the game open. And that's obviously with what we've gone with, and then having the 2 spinners, it sort of allows us to play either conditions at different times throughout the test. Yeah, I think that's that's everyone's mindset should be desperation to play, regardless of how things work out in a game before. When it comes to selection, as I said over and over again, we picked 11 that we think is going to give us the best chance of winning. And last week Ollie was part of that, and this week he's not, because we've gone with Woody with his extra pace. And yeah, as I said, everyone's attitude and desire should always be to put a performance in, and regardless of how something's gone the week before or anything like that. And I'm pretty confident that everyone who's on this tour and has been in the squad, that is their mindset. I'm in the position where I get to see all the hard work that goes into players. I've gone blank here. Players' effort into giving themselves the best chance of being on the field. I get to see how everyone in the group prepares, the effort that they put in, and all the stuff away from cricket that is required to be a professional athlete. Ollie did everything in its power to put in a match-winning performance last week, and unfortunately, not everything works out the way that we want it to. So when you see someone putting in the hard work and showing that desire to not only be physically fit but mentally fit, whatever it may be, and then something happens to them that is uncontrollable, you can't really moan about that. Yes, it's not being the first time, but if someone's not doing the right things away from what we see on the TV or on the field, then you can question that. But when you see people working as hard as everyone does, it's very hard to go against that person, if that makes sense. As I say, I get to see everyone's work ethic that they put in towards what it is to be an England player and an international player. So, yeah, it's obviously going to be disappointing because we've lost some games out here, which means we've lost the series. But we've progressed so much on this tour before we played. When in a results-based business, that can also sometimes sound a bit stupid and deluded. But you go on about India not having some of their best players. You look at the players that we came out here with. We were written off completely before we'd even played a series, before we played a game in the series. We had, Tom Hartley, Shoaib Bashir. People couldn't believe that we picked them. Now you look at what they've managed to achieve on this trip. We've seen Ollie Pope, that innings that he played. We've seen Ben Duckett. Think about the last tour he had in India. Seen how he's came out here and played, and how he's changed as a player and as a person. So when I'm looking at it from that other progression of not only as a team but also from individuals, I'm very, very happy as a captain. I judge a lot of what we do as individuals as input towards the team, and everyone's input towards this team about wanting to grow and always constantly get better is what I've judged this tour on. 3-1 down, lost the series. When you look at it like that, you don't really then get a chance to look at actually how we progress as a team. And I've been very proud of everyone who's gone out there, and just looking at results and stuff like that, you don't really get a full understanding of actually how much that we progressed as a team out here on this tour. India's record at home is phenomenal. They're not going to be the only team to come here and lose a series, as their records show. I think saying because you've not had Virat, because you've not had some of your best players, is it a disappointing thing? Like, no, I look at how much a lot of individuals have progressed on this tour, and for me, the captain, it's good. Jimmy coming to 700 wickets, it's phenomenal really to think about that, especially as a seam bowler. Amazing career up to date, and I just can't see him stopping. I played with Jimmy for a long, long time, and I've never seen him look as physically fit as he does right now. Being at 41 and still showing that hunger and desire to constantly get better every single day is testament to his attitude and his commitment towards the game. We've been good in a lot of periods in this tour, but the one thing that I look back on is when the game has been in the balance. India have been better than us on those occasions on more than once. You look at the first game when we needed to bowl India out for 220. I thought that we obviously were a lot better than them in that moment, and that was the big moment. Whereas the games after that, whenever the games have been on the line, I think India that skill has been better than ours, whether that be India with a bat or India with a ball. That's one of those things. Is in a game of cricket, skill be skill, and in the moments that have mattered in the games since the first one, India have been better than us.